Hi, Fran Torsen here. We're looking at Easy Video Lab version 1.5.3. This is how it looks when you open it up. Right smack in the center of the screen, you will see your stage. There are animations of all kinds on the left, and there are buttons on the right. Right below the stage, you see your timeline, and this is where we will be placing our assets. One of the things that opens up when you open it up is your font window. The fonts that appear here are the fonts that you have on your system, on your computer. So you can choose whichever fonts you like. You can add fonts to your collection and use them here. No limitations or restrictions about that. Take a look and just see how we get started. The very first thing you want to do is go over here to Settings and set the size for the stage for the video you want to create. Mine is set as a default at 1080 by 1080. That's because I create a lot of square Facebook videos, and that's the best size for that. You can choose any one of a number of presets, including 1920 by 1080, which is perfect for YouTube. You can also use 1280 by 720 for YouTube. And if you don't want to use one of the presets, you can go in here and you can add any size you like. You can create video for your Facebook header. You can create Facebook covers or anything else. Just set your dimensions over here. I'm going to leave that. What I really like about this system is the ability to visualize what you're going to be creating even before you create it. And if you hover on the little information button, you can see that images can be uploaded in SVG files, JPEGs or PNGs. You can import move overlays. Those are transparent videos, .mov files. Or you can import layered images. The rest of these animations are text animations. And watch this. If I want to see what is a nothing fancy text animation, I just have to hover over the eye and I can see nothing as fancy is just as it says. A pepper blast, what is that? All right, so I've got this blast of words one at a time. This works with both words or phrases. Very cool. What's Glitch Pit? That's a very glitchy looking text animation using shadow and movement. A sprinkled sonnet assembles a bunch of letters into your words and sentences. Dimensional jolt, this is one of my favorites. This applies the animation to the shadow behind the text. Very neat. Incidental pivot, oh, this can be used in many ways, and you want to definitely play with this some. Very classic type of kinetic text presentation. A segmented stanza gives you two areas for text and a line between. Again, everything there is customizable for color, size, typeface. Magnetic message is also very cool. These are just like the magnetic messages you put on your refrigerator, but you can use them online. Again, totally customizable. Background, text, size. You can even put a border around the box if you like. Upended utterance. Very cool. Crazy boxes is another favorite. Bullet boxes is definitely one of my favorites, and I have a complete video almost. And I have a video that talks about this at some length because I like to use bullet boxes to create a call to action at the end of a video. Followed phrase. Codex swing. Scrambled prose. Ghostwriter, click, and it gives you actually sound effects to correspond to your text, and that's very neat. And Crawl-O-Rama lets you create text moving from side to side or from top to bottom or bottom to top. So let's create our first video, and the first thing I want to do is put some kind of video in the background. I'm going to go over to my library, which is pointed at my video creation center, and I'm going to look for a video. Click video here with, that contains blue. So let's see what it comes up with. All right, this is a pre-keyed video. I'd rather just have a plain video. Something like that. All right, I'm going to add that. just hit add. That will add it to my, that adds the video to my stage. Now, as you can see, this is telling me that the video width and height is 1280 by 720. So it's not quite fitting my stage. So I can take the handle at the corner and I can expand that and I can make that fit just like that. I like to click show here. And that is a 13-second video. A lot of my videos are timed for, for short memes. And then I'm going to add some text to this. So I'm going to go to my animations line here, and I'm going to add a block, and I'm going to add some text. Let's go over to that magnetic message over here, just for the heck of it, and do something short, right? Like home sweet home, with a background, with a purple background and white text, and see what happens there. You see, I have this set for 3 decoy words that get added and then they fly away. It's just part of the animation. I think that is just a little bit too small, that text, so let's make that 80 and see what that looks like. Okay. Here we go. Let's try home is where the heart is. Do you know what else? I'll tell you what. I don't really like this particular typeface for magnetic type. I like something that doesn't have a serif. So I'm going to make this a little bit longer. So let's just say home is where the heart is. And let's do this in all caps. What I really like to use for magnetic text is I like a typeface called Fire Sans Semi-Bold. That's my favorite. I think it's an elegant. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, home is where the heart is. See that? I also like using caps, and I like to keep these messages somewhat short. I don't think magnetic messages should be real long. Now, if you're going to be playing with Easy Audio Lab, let me show you something that's kind of fun. There is a section over here for quotes where you can put in a keyword, and they've got a lot of quotes just loaded into the system, and you can just copy, right? Let's just pick one out here and pick another animation. So let's take a sprinkle sonnet. All right, so I'm going to put this in here. Let's see. Now, one of the things I like to do, I don't like to put the word author in when I'm making these videos. Instead, I prefer to use a little tilde. Now, let's see. I've got this. All right, let's see how that looks. It's asking me if I want to overwrite the previous animation. I do. Thank you. And there we go. Now this brings me to a point. You see how close that comes to the edge? So if you don't tell Easy Video Lab where you want to place your text on the stage, it will center it from side to side and top to bottom. There is a position grid here. You can click this to show it, and you can specify where you want the text to appear. I don't like to see text so close to the edge, so I'd like to give myself some margin at the top and the bottom. So even if I would like to place it centered on the stage, I like it to have a little bit of margin around the edges. So let me apply the settings here with the new grid set. And we'll see that the text is brought into the stage and there is more margin. If I hide the position grid, you can see that makes it look just a little bit nicer. And again, you can work with that grid, and you can place it anywhere. If I want to make that text a little bit smaller and put that at the top of the page, I can do that, and then I have the whole bottom of that stage to work with if I want to place pictures or anything. See that? and then that animation just sees it go off. So that is basically how it works. Check out the other videos. We talk about exporting the videos, working with the library and a bunch of other stuff. And there are lots and lots of videos on Easy Video Lab.